business mindset and self-care will always be extremely important. Now, so what I do is I help mostly female entrepreneurs to build a happy life and a business that leads to freedom instead of burnout. And I've always been ambitious, even as a kid. When I was 10 years old, I started my first business and I was creating my own jewelry. So I was crafting, selling it when I was at the seaside. And when I was doing that, I also took inventory of everything and I made lists and I had my first planners. This is the box that I used back then. And for this event, I thought it would be nice to show you that I'm a planner girl at heart, although I've only been a part of this community since a few months ago. This is my first Hello Kitty notebook. I was 10 years old and I was keeping track of everything I was selling. And then I was talking to the lady from the craft store about how much markup should I charge for the jewelry I was selling. So I would keep notes about everything. I would make lists up until the point that my parents would just, they would laugh, maybe make fun of me, I don't know. And I guess that's where my obsession with notebooks and planning started. Now, as I got older, I was studying really hard and fate kind of struck. It's a little bit emotional to say, but as I got older, my parents got in very big financial trouble, so I started working even harder. And I started my own business because I wanted to be independent, because that's, in the end, independence leads to freedom, and freedom leads to happiness. So I wanted to be independent, I wanted to be able to take care of the people around me. So by the time I was 23, I was financially independent and successful, but I was also very, very unhappy. And my business became a huge success. It was literally the type of hobby that completely got out of control, and because of that, I almost ran into a wall. I kept making lists, I kept planning, but at a certain point, I didn't really want to do all the things on my list anymore. I couldn't get it done. I was constantly feeling guilty about the things I wasn't doing. And I felt that being financially independent and all, I thought, well, I mean, you're doing well, but I wasn't doing well. And I knew that I was running into a wall. I was emotional eating all the time, and I kept trying harder, planning harder, being more strict, trying to put new plans, and planning all over again. And at a certain point, I realized it wasn't working. So, if you always do what you always did, you will always get what you always got. And I think Erin made a really good point yesterday when she said that sometimes we need to make adjustments. So I said, I'm going to make an adjustment. And I sought help. I wanted to take better care of myself, like I was coaching others in my coaching business to take better care of themselves, because I was not walking the talk. And I actually ended up hiring someone to coach me like I was coaching other women. And it worked. And I was really happy about that. And it became time to prioritize myself. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So that's the topic of today, prioritize me, and me being all of you. And still for me today, it's still a daily struggle, but success and money are nothing if you're not happy. So today I want to share some of these strategies with you that have helped hundreds of my clients, that have helped me, and I'm sure that they will help you too. So I hope you allow me to elaborate on that. So I think the problem is, kind of is in today's day and age, that we are all constantly overwhelmed, very busy, there's not enough time, we can't plan everything in, there aren't more hours in a day, we're not getting enough likes, we're not getting enough done, and we're not making enough money. Now, my question today is not like the most, often you see like, this is how you can get more done, this is how you can work harder. But I'm not just going to talk about working harder and doing more. I don't want to talk about fighting to stay alive, I want to talk about fighting to win. So, what if all of us could thrive instead of just survive? That's what we're going to do. I want you all to close your eyes. I know that's uncomfortable and you're going to hate me for it, I don't care. All of you, close your eyes, and I want you to imagine, and just follow my voice. Imagine that you're moving apartments. And you're moving, and it's been one hell of a day. All day long, you've been moving cardboard boxes. You've been, your family came out to help you, hired movers, and at the end of the day, you're all sweaty and dirty. And finally, everything is moved. You've moved into the new place. There's a mattress on the floor because your bed broke down, and you think, okay, it's finally done. I can go to sleep. You're still so incredibly wired, but all the lights in your apartment are still on. No one of us would go to bed and leave all those lights on. No. You would walk around in your new place, you would go and turn each light off, and it would be fully dark, and you would go to bed. Why aren't we doing that to ourselves? All of us work really hard on our passion, on our jobs, on our families. We take care of other people all day long. And at the end of the day, we often forget to turn our lights off. So you can open your eyes again. This is the light. And I want to invite you to think about the fact that all of us are kind of like a light bulb. We have this internal fire, we have this light bulb, and that will always be on. But at the moment, we often forget to create a change in our body and in our minds. At the end of the day, after you've been taking care of your family, your kids, your siblings, your spouse, you've been studying, you've been working, you've been creating things. At the end of the day, you're like, oh yes, I should go to sleep now. And your body is still wired, your mind is still wired. And that's why we don't want to go to sleep. We don't turn off. We end up with our phones in our bed. We scroll for way too long. And when we wake up, one of the first things we do again is we grab our phones and we start all over again. And the rat race begins again. Now, that overwhelm and the being always busy I just talked about, we can actually make sure that doesn't happen. We don't always, we just made a joke about it, but we don't always have to multitask more and get more done. Maybe we just need to prioritize ourselves a little bit more. You don't need to do anything, I'm just inviting you to follow along. So what we often forget is that actually our mind and our body are linked to each other. And even when you are a very creative soul and you are very good at multitasking and getting a lot of stuff done, it is actually, maybe your body won't cooperate. Maybe you do feel tired every day when you wake up. The thing is, it's actually not normal to always feel tired when you're waking up, to not want to wake up. So our mind and our body need more rest. And I'm gonna keep that one. I think in aligned with what I was just talking about, that you want to, you don't just want to survive, you want to thrive. The question is, what if we could create a life that we don't want to run away from? I think true self-care is about creating a life you don't need to run away from. And we're all for planning, we're all for making a lot of things happen, and I want all of us today to have a look at how we can do more of our own things in all of the things we are planning. Because I don't know if you know this, but there's this saying about paying yourself first. In the finance world, it's a really big thing, and they say if you want to save money at the end of the month and you still want to save money, all of the money will already be gone. So they say you need to pay yourself first, and that way if you put 10% aside, you will make do with the 90% that's left. Now, we don't need to pay ourselves first. We need to plan ourselves first, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You really can't. By the way, I can see all of you, and I want to see some smiles sometimes, because otherwise I think you'll all be mad at me. And I know we know this saying, probably, but yet we are running on fumes sometimes. And I think, especially for people pleasers, for caretakers, it is so incredibly difficult to take that time for yourself. And what happens is sometimes we start to plan in me time, and it'll be like, yes, because I need to work out, and I should do this. And then I need to list all of these things, and I need to do groceries, but doing groceries, going for a workout, when you're already overwhelmed and a little bit overworked, those are still all shoulds in your head. And when you pay attention to it, a lot of us, or I mean, I catch myself doing this often, like I should do this, I should do that, I should get that done, I still need to send that email, I need to call that person back, oh, and that person, I should make a list about who I need to call back. We are needing and shooting so much in our heads, and that's not what we're supposed to be doing. So you can't pour from an empty cup, and we're going to create a context switch. So remember the light bulb? When we turn off the light bulb, so what really happens is that, how should I put this? It's about the phone usage. Who thinks they're on their phone too much? I wasn't entirely sure, but now I am. So it's a new thing. I mean, Erin said yesterday that she launched her planner at the time the iPhone and all the planning apps came out, and I thought it was amazing that she told us about how she was going against the grain in launching something in this digital day and age. And we often feel like we are just going to look for the newest app, the best thing to do. We're going to get our shit together and buy a new planner and make a new list and make it even more structured. But the thing is, when you're putting a bunch of things first, I mean, the definition of a priority is there's just one. And if you would take out your notebook, one of the 10 you got this weekend, and I'm actually going to run you through a little exercise. Okay, take out a notebook or a piece of paper. I'm sure you have a pen and a piece of paper there. It's a workshop after all.
Notebook, geen pen. Geen pen.
Zal ik een pen nemen?
Pen ligt beneden.
Hoe ben je voorbereid?
Jessica.
So my best friend and business partner apparently doesn't have a pen. Can anyone help her out?
No, she has.
Okay. This is about you, not about me. I'm not going to ask you to close your eyes because you need to write. I want you to write down all the different focuses in your life. So, like, draw a little box and write in it, for example, your husband or your kids or other things. I want you to write down all of the different things that are a focus in your life, like a really big thing. Work is an example, your business is an example. And when you're done, you can just put your pen down and stare at me, and then I know you're done. So you can draw boxes, or you can just write down the names. For example, your husband, your kids, your work. I don't know. I'm seeing some stares. Okay. By the way, at the end of this talk, I have prepared a gift for you, and it's also going to walk you through this exercise and a lot more in an audio training. So if you're into this later, you'll be way more into it. Okay. Who feels like sharing? What are the different focuses in your life? Okay, there. Wait, can someone bring the mic up there? Yeah. Actually, that's not going to work.
Yes.
I'm going to go to you.
There's not one here. There's not one.
Because I was like, then I can't respond. Thank you.
Who's sharing?
I was actually not even going to do this exercise, so. Okay, let's share different focus boxes in your life. Okay, I have work, friends, exercise, and reading. Okay, what's your name? Marjolein. Marjolein. Where's Marjolein on that list? Probably sleeping or eating. Okay, thank you, Marjolein, for sharing. Who also did this? Yeah, okay. You might have included workouts, you might have included school or studying, work, all different things. Then there's you. So what I usually do is, the second step is you can add your name, because please do. And then I ask you to, on a new sheet of paper or whatever, to place all of these in order of importance, where you would like be work and then bigger than school, I don't know, just giving examples. Like what goes first and what comes after. So arrange those.
Been there, done that.
Is healthy outside? No? Is healthy outside? En deze en dan Maar al deze komt zo voor mij. Ja.
Het heeft een massa maar gezocht. De focusboxen zijn nog altijd op mijn krijtbord. En ik sta er nog altijd niet tussen.
Okay, I see stares. That means we're ready. Who wants to share? Order of importance. Yes, right there.
Hi.
Hi.
So I put in first my family,
Okay.
and then my husband,
Yes.
then me,
Yes.
and then my house project, and then some scrap creation, and at the end I make work.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that, and I can use that. Thank you for sharing. What was your name?
Alexandra.
Alexandra, thank you for sharing. Okay, who knows what I'm going to say? I think there was a slide about not being able to pour from an empty cup on here. I know it's incredibly difficult, and I also know, as I don't have kids yet, I'm not allowed to talk about kids. That's something I can never do until I am a mom, because otherwise I'll keep hearing you're not a mom. So I know things come first, but truthfully and from the bottom of my heart, or I don't know how you say that in English, you need to come first. Almost none of us will have put ourselves first in that equation. And you really need to. So I want you, this is what they call, I actually come from an IT world, can you believe it? This is what they call your as-is situation, and we want to work on your to-be situation. So we want to go from where you are right now to where you want to be. And I hope that where you want to be is where you come first, and then the things most important to you. Because when we know where we're going, it's much easier to make the right decisions going there. And it will be much easier to say no to some things so that you can create some white space for yourself. We talked about this yesterday. I know everyone was here, I think. We want white space. We want to be able to be creative. We want to work on our own projects. But sadly, often we come last. So I want to invite you to, and we're going to do this right now. Quickly, you can change this later. To flip this, to put yourself first, and then decide what comes after. For example, for me, it's wildly unpopular to say because I have business clients sitting here and everything, but I come first, then my family, my friends, and then my business. Although I work very hard, I come first. Because if I don't come first, I cannot be the best coach, I cannot be the best friend, I cannot be the best girlfriend, none of that. I need to come first, which doesn't mean that it's not a constant struggle in setting boundaries. So, flip the list, make it different. Write your own name first and decide with your gut what comes after those things. And again, when you're ready, just put your pen down and stare at me.
Voor mij wel.
Okay, I see stairs. You're going to be able to work on this further for yourself. Take some time to do this. Obviously, you know where I'm headed. It's my goal that you plan yourself first. I thought that was a really cool wordplay. I laughed about it. There are only so many focus boxes you can have in your life. And when there are a lot of different ones, sometimes we lose track of ourselves. And even when we notice consciously, it's really difficult to practice it on a daily basis. And that's why we need to keep doing it. So, we're going to put ourselves first each and every single day. And your perfect day, where you are your own priority, starts with perfect routines. That's why we need your planner. There's a bunch of books about this. And there are so many articles about this, and you can keep reading like how to be more productive during the day. I mean, I did that. I used to do that for a really long time, Googling and reading. And until I decided I need to do what works for me. And sometimes those are really small things because I'm feeling so overwhelmed that no, I can't go for a walk because that feels like I should. But you can start your day for you. So, quick other exercise. We're going to create some morning routines and evening routines, and it's not going to be as complicated as you think it might be. So what I mean by this, we all said we're on our phone a little bit more than we want to be. So, a morning routine, you don't have to do it right just now, I'm just going to explain it. It doesn't need to be take a bath filled with ice cubes for half an hour, then go for a 5-kilometer jog, and then speak all of your unspoken wishes into the universe. No. You can just go for, when I wake up, I'm not going to touch my phone because it's far, far away. And I'm going to list my top 3 priorities for a day. I am going to meditate or breathe for 5 minutes. I am making myself a healthy breakfast. And I'm getting up on time to do that. Or I'm reading a fiction book, 2 pages, or another book. This can be a bunch of things. It can even be as simple as when I wake up, before. And again, if you have a baby, don't hate me. I know you can't do all of this. But it can be as simple as saying, when I wake up, first off, I'm not going to touch my phone. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to wash my face and put moisturizer on. I'm going to wear my fluffiest robe. And in the kitchen, I'm going to put on a kettle of tea and make myself a healthy breakfast and take my time to eat it while I read a book. Insane, right? The thing is, what we talked about with the lamp, if you think about how we started, when we go to bed at night, sometimes we have trouble going to bed on time because we don't want to wake up to the shitstorm that is happening the next day. This is a really big thing. When you are having trouble getting yourself up from the couch, going to sleep at night, it might be that you just really don't want to spend time in your bedroom because it's messy. And it might be that you don't want to go to sleep because you know that the next day there will not be time for you. So you need to, you don't need to do anything, again. You want to create a morning that is for you. And when your body starts to realize that in the morning you still get time to be, it's going to be more relaxed and your nights are also going to be easier. Now, for that lamp that needs to go out, at the end of the day, your body you've been walking around all day. I don't know if you notice, I'm a very highly sensitive, introverted person. I know that's weird because I'm talking here. I really like being alone, and when I'm with a lot of people, and I think I can see this here, a lot of us are feeling a little bit tired because we saw and met so many people yesterday, although we liked that. You take up a lot of stuff with your hands, your head, and your feet. When you wash off at the end of the day, and you just wash your feet, your hands, and your face, that does a lot to trigger your nervous system that it's time to relax. Because Mella has a super cute baby, Karsten, and I am sure of it that Mella at the end of the day isn't like, hey Karsten, playing, hey Karsten, go in your bed, bye. She would never do that. I hope so. You would, I don't know, some people give their baby a bath at night. You would put on the PJs. You wouldn't be like, hey, those sweatpants you've been walking around in all day, let's go to sleep in those. The baby has a ritual. You read to the baby. There's a nightlight. It takes at least half an hour to get all of that stuff done. But for us, we're like, hello, I'm on the couch scrolling, now I'm in my bed scrolling, good night. Oh shit, why can't I sleep? It doesn't make sense. We need to create a context switch for our body and our brain because it's a mind-body connection. So that's what we're gonna do. These are examples. The biggest thing is, these can be 5 minutes tops, but you don't want to, how do I say this? Your phone can't be in this. So it's no external information. It is not Facebook, it's not your computer, it's only you. And maybe the people in your household, but do these things first thing for you, so that when you go to bed, you know, in the morning, I get time for me. So, let us, no. Oh, wrong button. Yes. The question is, how do I want to start my day for me? And how do I want to end my day for me? Not for someone else, not for your work, for you. Because you are not your business. You are not your family. You are you, and that's unique, and it's time to do something about that. Also, I just wanted to ask Jessica to film all of you, and to keep smiling. Let's win your day. Here we go. I forgot to upload these in my Instagram story, because I was a little bit nervous. And also, you're not going to do this digitally, I know this. So you're going to take out that piece of paper you already had and list out 3 things you can do in the morning that are just for you. And that can be as simple as putting on a kettle and boiling some tea, or doing a brain dump. Fabulous. We all love doing brain dump. But not yet being reactive. You want to be proactive and only think about yourself. So write down 3 things for your morning and 3 things for your evening. And keep in mind that you want to do a context switch. You are a little baby. We're all little babies. And we need to actually behave like it. We need to give ourselves some time to switch off. Otherwise, we're never going to sleep well. These can be really simple, and you can adjust them later. And when you're done, you can just drop your pen, not drop it on the floor, just put it on your notebook, and look at me. A really good tip is to attach these to each other. Like, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm washing my face, I'm putting moisturizer on, I'm walking to the kettle. Boiler kettle is what I want to say, that's not a word. A boiler kettle? Really? Yeah, just a kettle, but not a boiler kettle, right? Who is ready to share their perfect morning? There? I saw a hand. Nope, not. Who feels so uncomfortable they don't want to share? She wants to share.
That's okay.
Hi.
So my morning would be to have a cup of coffee actually in a mug and not in my tumbler that I'm just running out the door with. To have breakfast without rushing and feeling like I should just have a really, really quick yogurt on the go and then just run away. And to sit and watch the news.
Nice, thank you. Your name is Claire?
Yes.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you for sharing. Now, it sounds so simple, right? And we all know this, but what you know isn't always what you practice. And what I think that happens, and I don't know if you can relate, maybe some of you can, some of you don't, that's okay, might be good to remember, is when you are feeling constantly stressed and overwhelmed, you might not be identifying stress, and what happens is you'll be like, but I will never be able to get out of my bed on time to actually do those things. If you feel like that, I want to tell you that when you are feeling constantly overwhelmed, and let's say in a negative energy space, it takes some time to go back to neutral. And so my name is FastForwardAmy. You can't fast forward from a negative place. You cannot move forward from here, because we need to go there. You can move forward from a neutral place. So getting yourself back to neutral starts with a couple of really simple things where you are not constantly doing 3 things at a time and interacting with multiple people at a time and seeing messages and emails and notifications. That's why it helps so much to focus on one thing at a time and to leave those notifications off. Okay, so if you feel like right now you will never be able to get out of bed when your alarm clock actually goes off, you will, you just need to get back to neutral. And it starts with a couple of morning and evening routines. Who is ready to share their perfect evening routine? Because that's a really important one, because otherwise you'll be Netflixing until you die. Hi. What's your name?
I'm Karina.
Karina, hi.
Yeah. Because the summertime is a little bit different than wintertime. So I floss, I wash my hair because I'm allergic to pollen. I don't need to do that in wintertime. I read and I write a gratitude journal.
Nice.
And I'm one of those people who kicked out my phone out of the bedroom and leave it in the living room.
You did that already?
Yeah, because I wasn't sleeping because of it.
Awesome. I had a conversation a while ago with my oldest brother. He's texting me on Instagram. He's like, Amy, I'm not sleeping. I'm like, okay, so what's your evening routine? Because he's been struggling with this for a while. And he goes like, so I'm on my phone and this and this and that. And I'm like, whoa, Timothy, stop. I'm not even talking to you. I'm not even helping you as long as your phone is still in the bedroom. And I know we know this, but I cannot stress this enough. If there is one tip I would give all of us, it's to not take your phone in the bedroom. You don't actually know anymore how wired your brain is, and you're not made for that. You're not made to be on all the time. Who else wants to share their evening routine? I saw you, yeah?
Hi. I have gratitude as well. Candles and reading.
Nice. Candles, like lighting the candles?
Yeah, I have a candle table in my bedroom that's just filled with candles.
I love that. Thank you. What was your name, sorry? Laura. Thank you, Laura. So, about the gratitude, I have a tip about that. I know I love gratitude journaling, and I know sometimes you might be feeling like, oh yes, I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for this for my boyfriend. I don't know. After a while, you might be starting to feel like it gets a little bit obvious. And if you want to add something to it, to make it a little bit more creative and to celebrate yourself more, because after all, that's what we're doing, you can add your wins. So not just your gratitudes, but also your wins. You can even list those during the day. Because sometimes you will feel like you suck, but you don't. And when you have a list that you can look back on, that really helps. So listing your wins on top of your gratitudes actually reaffirms like your intrinsic self and not just like it just goes towards a positive place for you and we want to go forward. So that's great. Okay, thank you for that. I will actually be uploading those two little pictures on my Instagram later. You can find me on @FastForwardAmy. But I wanted to say, if you don't take control of your day will take control of you. And you know this, because obviously you're already doing that. But please plan yourself first. And my message of today, and I hope you join me in it, is that we will have to remind ourselves about this maybe every day, and maybe it will stay a struggle. But I choose to prioritize me, and I hope you do too. And I promised a gift, so if you go to fastforwardamy.com/PCE 2019 right now with your phone, I am going to give you an audio training tomorrow that's actually even more fun and even more better, yes, than what we just talked about. So I'll send that to you. If you go there right now and you fill out your name and your email address, you receive a confirmation email. You will need to press that button in your email inbox or in your spam or your junk folder. When you've done that, then tomorrow you will get an audio training from me. I'm going to give you some time to do that. Oh, when you press confirm, I'm redirecting you to my Instagram because I want you to find me there because I want to be friends and I'd love to connect more. I'm already in a bunch of groups, but I'd love to connect there as well because that's where you can find me. I talk about a lot of these things, and soon I'm also launching a podcast. If you're into that, that might be interesting. And someday, far, far away, I will launch a planner. So. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for giving me your time.